Hello everyone. So in the previous video we have covered the use state and the use effect hooks, and in today's video we are going to cover up the use context hook. So basically this is being used in order to send some data from the parent component to multiple different children components. Like let's suppose we are having something called toggle switch where we are having the functionality of light theme and dark theme. So in that case we would be having the same functionality, and we would be having the same functionality for the login page, for the dashboard page, and we would be having other pages as well. So in that case we can also go with something called props, but passing the same data to every different component won't be a good idea. So we won't be going with props drilling in that case. So for that situation we can use something called use context. And by the way, I have created this entire video on the use context, so you can just simply check out that video, and I'll make sure to add that video link in the description of this video. So with that, I would also like to introduce you something called the routes in React. And basically, let me give a better example. Let's suppose in this case we are having we are at the website that is w3schools.com, and in this one, like when we are clicking on this React, by the way, focus on this one, we are having this as a base URL, and when we click on this React we are getting something as react slash default.asp, and that is redirecting us to the different page, and that's how the router works in React as well. So with that, let us actually work on the router and check like how does it works with React. So firstly, for setting up the routers, we would need something called browser router, and that comes with this npm package, that is React Router DOM. You can just simply go at this website, copy this command, and just simply come over your terminal, and you can run this command. So this would be just simply installing this package, that is React Router DOM. And now we need to firstly set up the browser router. So in this case we want the browser router, so we can import this from React Router DOM, and then after we need to use this browser router, and we need to wrap our application, that is we need to wrap our app in between this browser router in order to switch between different routes. So now we are done with the first step. Now let us move on setting up the routes. So for that we would be needing something called routes, and we would also needing something called route. And in this one, let's suppose, like in my case, I already have some pages, that is the home page, the login page, and there is one more page as well. So let us import the home page first. So we can just simply import this one by using home. Then let us import the login form, and at last I would like to go with the error page that we do have. So yeah, now we have imported all of them. Let us use them one by one. So now in this, firstly we need to wrap this entire routes in this by the help of using something called routes, and in this we are having some, let me, yeah, so in this we are having the route. And how does this works is like basically we have some path for this, like path in the sense that it's basically this is the base URL, that means that is this is the localhost 3000 that we have over here. So that is just simple as that one. And in this we need to render the component that we want to display at that base URL or that path. So in this case, let's suppose we are going with something called home page. So let us use this one, save this one, and let us compile this. Yeah, so now we can just simply visit our localhost 3000, refresh this page, and we are getting something as login over here, that is our home page, by the way. And when we click on this one, it is just redirecting us to another path, that is slash login, but we do not have anything set up for this. So let's work on that one. So for that we would be using something called login form, but let me just simply copy this one and paste this over here, and we would be using the route as let me copy this over here, that is the slash login. We can just simply write this over here, and we would be going with something called that is the login form. So we can use this over here, compile this one, and let us check what we are getting. So in this case, we are at the base URL, that is localhost 3000. When we click on this login one, we are being redirected to this page. Let us fill some basic details over here and see what's happening over here. And when we click on this login, we are getting the username and the password. But let's suppose, in the sense, we are at the login by the way, but let's suppose we are writing something else over here, or like we want to switch up to different routes that doesn't exist even. So in that case, we would be getting something else out of that. But we don't want to display this. So in that sense, we can go with something called 404 page, like the page doesn't exist, or the page isn't the page isn't found. So we can use this one as a route path, and we would be going with something called asterisk. So this is being used. First let me write this one completely, then I will let you know how this works. And we would be using error page over here, and we also need to wrap this one by the way. Yeah, so now we use this asterisk in order to, like, first it would just simply check the base route for this one, then slash login, and apart from that, if a users enter any different URL that doesn't exist, so it would be just simply redirecting to this error page that we do have over here. So let us save this one and check what we are getting as output. Yeah, so let me run through this once again. In this we are having at we are at localhost 3000. When we click on this login, we are getting this page, but let's suppose when we are just simply writing something else, so it would just simply redirect us to another page that doesn't exist. And that's how the route works in React. And in the upcoming videos, I would be working on some React projects,